Towanda Braxton and Kevin Jr. to sue Sharrell's World again. Hey everybody, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Junior threatening to sue Sharrell's World. Okay, first of all, you are $1 short and a day late. Okay, your aunt has done that before. And my response is do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But before I start talking about all that and reading the text messages, I wanted to make it perfectly clear. I do not let people borrow money from me. That's just something I don't do. Me and Perry have been doing that since our 20s. Because when we first got married, for some reason, my family would nickel and dime Perry to death. They was always begging for something. It got so bad, they start going around me and just asking Perry. And if you're part of my members only, I've talked about this already. The only, and I mean this, the only people I give money to is my parents, because they took care of me and it's my turn to take care of them, and my children, because I'm trying to build generational wealth. So I want every generation to be better than the previous generations. All my children get cars at 16, gets credit at 18, and some people don't even know, how do you give credit to your children? If you have to ask me that, you're not worried about generational wealth. All my children get houses after college. I want them to be better than I was, okay? And we are in competition with trust fund babies, okay? For some reason, and I'm not dragging my own race, but not a lot of African Americans worry about making the next generation better than what you are. But you know what a lot of African Americans are good at? Asking for money. I have so many subscribers ask me for money, it's not even funny. Y'all know just a couple weeks ago, somebody was asking me for $10,000, and she was serious. Money leads to trouble. When you start loaning people money, it leads to trouble. Because somebody ain't going to have the money to pay you back, or you got to wait till they get their tax return. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm not trying to do that. If I give somebody money, it's because I want to, they didn't ask for it, and it's not a loan, it's yours. Because when you start making payment arrangements, it's going to fail every time. Another thing I don't do is pay for interviews, okay? I tried that in the beginning of my YouTube career, and I'm telling you, it was worse than family, okay? They were always nickeling and diming me. I had cast members ask me for gas money. I've had cast members, can you pay this bill? Can you help my cousin Cece get out of jail? They became a pain in my butt. You know I was going to say the AZZ word. And not only that, some people make it a career out of interviewing. Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. No names necessary, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Those people that go around from this channel, giving interviews. Their stories get more and more outlandish, more outrageous, because you subconsciously become their employer. They are making a living off of interviewing on your channel. Now, if you are a channel that pays for interviews and it works for you, good. I'm not knocking anybody else's hustle. I'm talking about what goes on over here. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so don't be acting brand new. I remember there was a time that a person gave an interview and they said that they had to go in the underground tunnels of Diddy's freak-offs to rescue people. And then the following day, there was a big story about Jay-Z and they were there too. And now one person stopped and said, how come you're at the places where all the hot topics jump off? Nobody asked. They kept telling her she's the truth. She's the truth. Like, what? I ain't got time for it. Now let's get into what happened just yesterday, I believe. So Kevin Jr. sends me a message and it says, hey, you want to talk? Because a lot of stuff you're saying is a lie. For one, speaking on if I'm on drugs or not is a lie. And if you keep this narrative up, I will sue you. But I keep my cool because I recognize instantly that this is Towanda in his ear again. Because that's what she do. She's mad as hell that I'm reviewing the show Okay, that is a national televised show. And I'm talking about other things that I hear and other things that I know. And Towanda is seething mad about it. She thinks I have hooked up with Tamar, and this is an attempt to bring her down. So I say, yes, we can talk. What did I say that was a lie? I said a lot of people were saying that. I also said that I asked your father, and he said he didn't know anything about that. I also said that Towanda and Trina was setting you up. Go back and look at everything I said. I stand on what I said. You can call me on IG whenever you're available. I've been doing this for a long time. I do not lie. And y'all see, I repeatedly say this throughout the entire exchange. I go on to say, if you're upset, there's no need to be, because I've been supporting you, and so is the audience and the chat. So if I lied, let me know. Because I don't have a problem correcting anything if I'm wrong. My ego's not that big that I gotta be right all the time. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will correct it. It's not about spreading my agenda and going around lying. It's about getting to the truth. So he responds back, saying my illness is drug-induced or alcohol is a lie. Right there, I know it's Towanda. I never mentioned anything about alcohol. It also indicates he didn't watch the video. I believe that Towanda has gone to him because her whole objective right now, her entire goal is to shut up Sharrell's world, okay? I can't take her to court because if I take her to court, other shit might come out. I can't come out and tell her, shut up, don't talk about me no more, because she gonna take it to the blogs and she gonna read it live. There's only one way for me to shut up Sharrell, and that's to go through Kevin Jr., who she seems to have a soft spot for. So let's go on. He's saying that I lied about him being on alcohol. He says, come to the source before you spread untruthful stuff. And when it comes to my mother's estate, you could talk about that with me, not my father or anyone else. Again, he's showing signs of grand delusions. You don't tell me who I can and can't talk to. And not only that, I'm thinking this drug rumor might be true because you sound like you're under the influence of something. Now let's zoom in on this part. He says, especially when you already seen in the head of it now when it comes to myself, I don't need you. In the head? I don't understand you, sir. This is making no sense. This also leads me to think he's on something. What the hell is he talking about? He goes on to say, I don't need you or anyone else spreading false narratives. My father and me live two different lives. I don't see him on the day-to-day, and he doesn't either. Who's talking about your father? What are you talking about? And if you thought I was heated before, let's move on. You're making money off of rumors and assumptions when you obviously can come to the correct people to get valid answers. I'm making money off of y'all by lies, and y'all not making money off the American people by coming on national television lying your ass off? Because on that same show, Ashley exposed y'all for being liars. She said y'all were liars and toxic. Again, for me, more validation that this is coming from Towanda because she said some of the exact same things in the exact same wording. But whoever it's coming from, let's not get it twisted. It's not like I'm some sicko that just made up lies about the Braxton. Y'all brought y'all asses on national television as confused and toxic as y'all are and not expect anybody to call it out when we think you're lying? Child, Towanda, you gotta try a different tactic. This ain't gonna work. He goes on to say, you're making money off of rumors and assumptions when you obviously can come to the correct people to get valid answers. No, thank you. I think I'm already going to the right people and getting the right answers because you're the one who's got his panties in a bunch. And this was my response. First of all, I didn't say you were on drugs. Let's make that clear. And I put it in capitals. Go back and look at the video. I keep telling him throughout this whole conversation, you've got it wrong. Go look at the video. I said, however, I'm glad you reached out because I would love to speak with you whenever you're available. So when is a good time for you? So then he comes back with, for the last 2 years, you, in capital letters, have been saying that I feel like a reasonable interview is good. Finally, that's about the smartest thing he done said throughout this whole exchange. Yeah, I don't have a problem with you coming on my show and clearing things up if you think I'm lying. And this will be the time for you to bring your proof because I'm going to bring mine. So then we go through the process of setting up an interview. Then he goes on to say something to make me really feel in my heart that he's high again. He says, okay, great. I don't know how you and my father did your interviews, but mine's come with a fee. A fee? Now, I done told y'all how I feel about people asking me for money. So I tell him straight up, I don't pay for interviews. I feel like it's an incentive for people to embellish. Lie, okay? The more money you pay them, the bigger the story's gonna get. I said, I like my interviews to be truth and real. This is an opportunity to speak your truth. Your mother is so loved. This is a chance to talk to the people that loved her and support you. Now, at this point, I feel like he's running back to Towanda saying she's not buying it, or just panicking himself, she's not buying it because it's taking him a long time to respond. And at this point, my entire team is sitting in a circle waiting on him to respond. So when he responds, he says, you have spoken about me and my mother for 2 years, made YouTube videos about us, talked to my father about my health condition, implied that I'm doing drugs for the second time this year. And now I'm giving us an opportunity to have a serious conversation that can be great for both platforms. And you don't want to pay for that kind of excitement and entertainment? And my response was, no, I really don't pay for interviews for no one. This isn't a money grab. It's strictly for you to clear up anything that you say is wrong. So if you don't change your mind, I'm always here for you. And then I say, prayers out to you and your family. But I should have went Chris Brown on his ass and said, I know you mad, but so what? Wish you best of luck. Now I gotta throw them deuces up. Bye. Now, if you ask me, this whole thing reeks of Towanda. I believe Towanda's in his ear again. She knows in a couple episodes, Tamar is supposed to drop some serious tea about her, and she don't want me backing up Tamar. Period. She's so jealous of Tamar, it's not even funny. She can't stand it when somebody says something nice and uplifting about Tamar, because she's like, that's supposed to be me. Where are my accolades? How come no one's worried about my boring ass wedding? I thought that I was finally going to be the star this season. You're never going to be the star. No seasons, okay? And I don't care who you send and how you reword it. I personally think Kevin Jr.'s on drugs. You're on national television, passing out in public places. You got these really, really famous rappers that have a serious lean addiction. Now, that's what they call it in this generation. They call it lean. If you were in the older generation, you call it syrup. If you're a healthcare provider, you call it cough medicine with codeine in it. So you got all these rappers hooked on lean, going around, passing out in public places. And their addictions get worse and worse till it leads to, and this is an article I found on Lil Wayne, till it leads to involuntary convulsions or seizures. You got Lil Wayne having a seizure problem because he has a lean addiction. You've got Rick Ross having a seizure problem because he has a lean addiction. You've got famous Dex passing out and having seizures because he has a lean addiction. And those are just the lucky ones. You could not wake up from the seizure at all, like Mac Miller and Juice WRLD. So if I'm watching a TV show and I see someone passed out and I say, hey, that seems like lean to me because I've dealt with that in my household. If I feel like saying that, I'm going to say it.
Lil Wayne was drinking massive amounts of scissor just hours before he suffered 2 seizures and ended up in the hospital. Got some more info on Lil Wayne. He is currently still in the hospital in Omaha after suffering 2 midair seizures on his private jet. He had to, as we previously reported, he had to land once, refused medical treatment, went back up in the air, had another seizure, landed again, and he has been in the hospital since.
And if I was Towanda, I would be more concerned as why he keeps getting these seizures than worried about what some blogger thinks about it. And so Kevin Jr. claims he's not on anything and that he's clean and I'm lying, then you should have came on and spoke your piece instead of asking me for crack money. I mean, if that's what you're going to use it for, these are jokes, people. He might have not spent the cash on crack. He could have spent it on lean. Also, he's back to bashing his father because that's what he does when Towanda and them get in his ear. I'm going to say that for another video. I like to keep these videos short. You ask me, why do I want them short all of a sudden? Why can't you do a 2-hour live? It stands up in court. The judge doesn't have a problem looking at a 15-minute video versus 2 hours. I mean, if that's what I was going to use it for, but I'm not telling you what I'm using it for. I'm just saying I don't want to keep the video so long. Now, let me end the video by saying this. This is not a joke. I'm very much serious about this. Kevin Jr., if you are on drugs, you need to stop, or you're headed nowhere real quick. It's a very real possibility that you could be put 6 feet under if you don't stop. So if your family's not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. If you're on drugs, you got to get clean because you could lose your life. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you think Kevin Jr. is on drugs? And just what do you think about the whole situation? Until next time, bye for now.
Lil Wayne was drinking massive amounts of scissor just hours before he suffered 2 seizures and ended up in the hospital.